Hi, and welcome everybody. My name is Helen Sundqvist. I'm the communications manager at Norrbotten Chamber of Commerce. I will be the moderator for today. Norrbotten Chamber of Commerce are the hosts for today's little webinar about with a quick market introduction to the Spanish market. Before we jump into our main focus for today, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about Norrbotten Chamber of Commerce. We're a private business organization owned and financed by our 330 member companies. Together, they employ 29,000 people and have a combined annual turnover of 132 billion Swedish crowns. We are the northernmost of the 11 regional chambers in Sweden, and we work to strengthen Norrbotten's business community, and we advocate to ensure that decision makers prioritize investments that enable growth in our region. We also provide a vast network and connect businesses in a regional context. As you can see on the slide, we work within three main areas: infrastructure, international trade, and skills and human capital. My colleague Sabrina will tell you a little bit more about Norrbotten and how we work to help companies internationalize and expand to new markets. But before we begin, today we are here for Trade Talks. This is a joint initiative by the regional chambers in Sweden. It consists of a number of webinar series hosted by experienced experts from our chamber network worldwide. There's 12,000 chambers worldwide. Through Trade Talks, the point is for you to get access to the latest updates and analysis on current markets. The webinars are built in dialogue with experts from both Swedish and foreign chambers of commerce, other relevant market experts, as well as companies that can provide experiences and lessons learned from respective markets. For more information about Trade Talks, please visit our website. Just a short little agenda for today. This is a 90-minute market introduction to the Spanish market. First, I kick off, and then I will hand over to my colleague, Sabrina Suiki at Norrbotten Chamber of Commerce. After that, we will listen to Johan at the Swedish-Spanish Chamber of Commerce. And then after that, it's Maribel Alvarez from Alfombro Rocha, who will focus on business opportunities, market entry, and cultural awareness. And then we'll round out and talk a little bit conclusions and takeaways. So I will turn over to my colleague, Sabrina.
Thank you, Helen. Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina Suiki. I work as the International Business Manager at the Norrbotten Chamber of Commerce. And as Helen mentioned, I will give you a little bit highlights from Norrbotten before we dive into the Spanish market. Norrbotten is the top of Arctic Europe, and therefore also today we will talk about a little bit more about the Nordic perspective, even from Maribel's side. And it's interesting for the reason that we also work a lot cross-border towards Finland and Norway, and have a lot of synergies together up north in Arctic Europe that are the northern parts of our three Nordic countries. To start with, I would like to take a minute and see if we all are part of building a better tomorrow, and show you a film from our colleagues at Invest in Norrbotten. So back to Norrbotten, the northernmost area in Sweden, that is 25% of the total area in Sweden, but only 2.5% of the inhabitants, that is 250,000 inhabitants in total. However, as I mentioned earlier, we often talk about, when we talk about the green transition, about the northern parts of Finland, Sweden, and Norway, the Arctic Europe, where the green transition is happening. And we have a lot of challenges and also opportunities together. And therefore, also a lot of our companies work together and cooperate cross borders, even up north. We have also done a lot of different kind of consultancy processes and also delegation trips to other markets together with the companies from the northern parts of Finland and Norway. Norrbotten is an export-intensive area. We stand for 64% of the mineral and mining products in Sweden, or the export of mineral and mining products in Sweden. So we are not only important for us up north, but also for the Sweden as a whole. Also 90% of the iron ore is extracted in Norrbotten for the European Union. So we are also important for the EU as a whole. And for that reason, also we have a lot of companies working cross borders and also abroad to grow and find new markets in a different way. We have also something called the trade promotion and trade cooperation up north that is part of the Sweden strategy for foreign trade and investments, but also part of the Norrbotten region's development strategy. And we are proud of that. We are part of it at the Norrbotten Chamber of Commerce, and we also coordinate cooperation with other organizations helping SMEs to grow on a new markets outside Sweden. At the same time, we also have the green transition happening up north, which means that our home market is also internationalization. And that means also that a lot of our SMEs up north needs to be prepared also doing business in English and in an international context up north in Norrbotten. So we have this trademark North Node that gathers all the different things we do within internationalization and international trade. And we are happy to also help you with our network up north in Norrbotten in case you are a foreign company coming here and having interest in our area, and also our colleagues that invest in Norrbotten that has made the film that we just saw. They also help with the investment and establishment parts for larger companies. What we do within the foreign trade promotion in Norrbotten is to help companies in different stages. And this is both the companies that already are in Norrbotten, have their HQ or operations here, but we see also more and more foreign companies interested in our market, and especially from, of course, Finland, that is a near market, but we also have companies, for example, from Spain that we are talking about today. And if you are unsure where to go when you need support from one of us or one of the organizations that can help you with market research, cultural parts, financing, or, for example, help with finding new markets outside Sweden or new partners, for example, with local consultants, you can contact us at the Norrbotten Chambers of Commerce, and we can help you further with also our partners in our cooperation. Just to show that we are more than just us at the chamber. If you need any help, and our network in Norrbotten is more extensive than that, if you contact us, I just wanted to show also our colleagues within the export cooperation that we have in Norrbotten. The key to success that we can see from the chamber perspective and when we work with the companies up north is, of course, that we need to coordinate, cooperate, and co-plan more. We are already strong on a lot of these parts, but still need to do more in order to be able to do this big green transition also that we learned more about earlier today. And just to finish my part about the Norrbotten, I would also like to show you a video from Norrbotten and what it's like to live and visit us up north.
Do you remember when we used to run away through the night? There is a story about us two, and it's written about me and you. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. Not even time can stop us now, 'cause we are forever young. Do you remember how we used to run against the morning sun? Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. Not even time can stop us now, 'cause we are forever young. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now. Nothing can bring us down, 'cause we are together now.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed that little showcase of Norrbotten. Okay, so we're moving on to the next step. We're going to talk a market introduction to the Spanish market. Spain is one of the fastest growing economies in Europe. It's an attractive market for Swedish companies and also serves as a commercial gateway to Latin America. Spain is the third largest recipient of green projects in Europe, which unlocks a lot of synergies and interesting business opportunities. There's a lot of similarities with the ongoing green sustainable transition in the northern parts of Sweden, Finland, and Norway that my colleague Sabrina just spoke about. Some of the sectors for potential cross-border trade and cooperation include ICT, automotive, aerospace, chemicals, banking, life science, healthcare, digitalization, safety, process optimization of both public and private sectors. We're going to welcome our first speaker, Johan Cavallini at the Swedish-Spanish Chamber of Commerce in Barcelona, who will tell us a little bit more about the Global Chamber Network and what they do in Barcelona. Welcome, Johan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me well. And thank you, Norrbotten's Handelskammaren, for inviting us to this for this great initiative, I'd say. And having visited many times Norrbotten, I can only agree upon this beautiful movie that you just showed us. Great to hear that you had a lot of snow also in the famous touristically called Swedish Lapland. Hey, hi everybody, I'm Johan and I am the president and the director of the Swedish Chamber of Commerce in Barcelona. You know that we have, maybe you know that in Spain we have two chambers. We have one in Madrid that brings all the other chambers together. And we have one in Barcelona that is more focusing on Barcelona, the city, but also the surrounding in Catalonia, the region. I think I have the control here to move on to the next slide. Yes, here we are. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our organization. It is quite. We can begin to speak a little bit about Catalonia in figures. It's a strong region in Spain. We have about 20% of the country's GDP, and we only have 8 million inhabitants. So this it's quite a good portion of the country's wealth is concentrated here, and also the initiatives and the entrepreneurship is also concentrated here. in fact, the country or the region reach a famous barrier of 100 billion euros in exports value, and a large portion of this was the automotive part, but also with the medical products, chemistry, agricultural products such as food and animals, actually pork, and oil products. It's a strong presence of chemistry and oil-related chemistry in the regions. The city and the region has changed a little bit, providing less and less production and turning more towards not so labor intensive, but more technique intensive industries. So the region is attracting very much new tech startups, tech companies, creating hubs, different hubs that we have in Barcelona, where many companies actually choose as their place of creating this hub. I mean, the last one, which is related to Sweden, maybe, which is a big one, it's AstraZeneca, which has placed a lot of their investigating work here, as well as Essity, the former SCA, that has put their logistical hub in Barcelona, and that is not the physical logistical hub, that is not with the merchandise coming in and out. It's the planning of the global logistics system. So, but of course, being a city that attracts a lot of people from all over the world, it's very suitable for placing this type of research-intensive industries, because you have a lot of talent to a little lower cost compared to Amsterdam and other, Frankfurt or Paris and other important cities in Europe. The exports have got an increase towards the European Union. Of course, the first traditional commercial partner is France, followed by Germany, and after that Italy. But in overall, we have had an increase of export towards the European Union of 16%, and to the Americas of 8%. The Latin American economy has become more and more important. The latest thing up is a new big collaboration or agreement with the Mercosur, between the European Union and the Mercosur. So we will probably see an intensified commercial interaction between these two continents. Increasing international fair industry, of course, very important. Being such or wanting to create, to be such an important hub, it is a very well-oiled touristic machinery city, so it's very well prepared for hosting international fairs. We have the Mobile World Congress, which everybody knows about, but what we maybe don't know that much about is the leading fairs within food or within other areas, which are getting more and more, which are choosing more and more Barcelona as a point of meeting. So this is also a very important part, and it's strengthening the role of Barcelona as a global meeting place. Our network. Well, we the chamber. We work. Of course, we are a chamber of commerce. We are part of Team Sweden. We have a board. We have a president and a director, which is myself. But we are a very fast-moving business network, I'd say. We do all these things that the chambers normally do. We have 95 members. They are mostly small and medium-sized enterprises, which is typical for Catalonia, with smaller. Catalonia is a little bit about like Swedish Småland. So we have a mix between Småland and Göteborg, maybe my hometown. A lot of single entrepreneurs, businessmen, investors. We have regularly upcoming events, which is more, there are social, but also business related. So it's about meeting up, getting ideas, exchanging ideas, and sharing experiences. Then we create events, lunches, and study visits or fairs, visiting fairs with a theme. For example, we as a chamber, we often receive invitations for events or important fairs, and in that case, whether we can go or myself know in the network who could be interesting, they will have the free entrance and go and check the fair. So it's very much a business community where there's a strong interaction between who is controlling it, that is the board and myself, and the members, and between the members themselves. We also do intermediation of business missions. We use our network to perform different businesses or different consultancy projects. So it's a way of working different, I'd say, compared to other chambers of commerce that may have internals doing projects. We are more using colleagues or members, not or members, but colleagues that are members. Like in this case, Maribel at Alfombra Roja, that will speak after me. She is also member of the chamber and expert in doing and providing these services. Let's go to the next one. So what is important to point out, maybe this is not about Spanish and Swedish business in that case, it's more about the chamber. I think one of the most important reasons to be part of the chamber is to be part of this network, and to be able to communicate what your service is to the other members. And so that is why I have this slide of the communication. We are increasing a lot on LinkedIn because we have a very well defined strategy on what we are posting there. Facebook is more for our traditional events. We, of course, as a Swede, being part of Team Sweden, we cannot avoid to have all the traditional events with midsommar, crayfish party, Christmas party. So, but still, we have some things that are more for the Facebook side and some that are more for the LinkedIn. We have quite a lot of visitors on our website. And what is more important, we have a very high percentage of opening of our direct emailing, which is, I think it's a kind of recipe of that you are doing your communication in the right way. So why be part of the chamber? Well, it's you have this connection between all the members and the partners that we have and the board, and we have direct, indirect links with companies and contacts in Madrid through our collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce in Madrid. This is also very important, and it's something that I feel it's very important for all of the members, both the ones in Madrid and ourselves. It's a way of getting in touch with people in other member organizations, maybe to promote your product or to have inputs or to have advice. You have privileged access to the embassy and consulate. We are Team Sweden members, so we are part of the Team Sweden group and initiatives. There's a strong image, or at least for those companies or Spanish that are working with Sweden or Swedish companies working in Spain. It can be interesting, and if it's if there's a value of branding in itself with Sweden, this is also an important part, I think, because Sweden is a strong brand on the Spanish market. Then we have more published jobs, advertisement and recruitment postings. Promote your brand and services through the communication, which I already said. More B2B, of course, but also B2C when it comes to special offers and things like that. We have had some of those clients also. Opportunity to organize the events, the events that I mentioned before with the theme, and or do things connected to an international fair. And we have also the possibility to create the events together with the Madrid Chamber or the embassy in Madrid. Just to say a little example of the strength of our network. I remember a couple of years ago, IKEA, which of course it's a gold member of ours, called me on the cell phone the 14th of August, which is like Christmas in terms of it's a red day in Southern Europe, and they had a problem because they had merchandise that was blocked in a Spanish port and that was going to Morocco. It was a lot of catalogs, and I said we really need to get this sorted. Through the board, through the members of the board, we have a WhatsApp group. I sent out the message. I said, IKEA has this problem and they really need to get things out. Can somebody help us? And the day after, the shipment was sent, thanks to that somebody knew people at the port. So this is of course, it's a very good example, and it's a very nice example, because even a small chamber, and it shows how important the network is, because even a small chamber can help a big player like IKEA. So I just wanted to add this. The chamber board here we see, here's myself. It's a quite large group. We have everything from the ambassador. We have the council, of course. We have everything from small companies, small entrepreneurs, to big players like Volvo, IKEA, SCT, and of course also trying to have this right mix between male and women. So this is about us. And I finish off with a beautiful picture of my hometown.
Thank you so much, Johan. Very interesting to hear. I can't see any questions in the chat for now, but we will have some time later after we have done a little movie, showed a little movie, and then presented the next speaker. If maybe Sabrina want to take over, talk more about this movie.
Yeah, I will show one more movie from our side about our delegation trip to Spain that we did in cooperation with Business Oulu, both with the Swedish and Finnish companies. And we actually had both the honor to have contact with Johan before the trip, and he was the one that connected us to Alfombra Roja, Maribel, that will talk soon, and also got them as our consultants on the Swedish side to help our companies to prepare for this trip that we did to Spain, both in Madrid and also in Barcelona. And it was really a good way of cooperating, both to strengthen the relations between Sweden and Finland, but also to explore the Spanish market. And we actually had even one company that got contacts in Norway through the contacts in Barcelona. So we were really content and really happy about the support that we got, both from the chamber and from Alfombra Roja. And for that reason, I also want to give a sneak peek about the trip that we did there, and before we go over to Maribel, and she will talk more about the Spanish market and give her expertise on the matters, how to grow on the Spanish.
Key thing when going abroad is the network, the connection with the local authorities, investors and such. So with this trip, with the help from Business Oulu and the Norrbotten Chamber of Business, we have had contacts already in Finnish embassies, Swedish embassy and the local administration here in Madrid.
One of the most important things that we have found out of this trip and this opportunity with Business Oulu is networking. Also that people take care of things that are not related to our product innovation or business as usual. People take care about cultural things, take care about logistics, transportation, booking.
We have had a lovely week here, meeting great people, having a lot of meetings with very positive companies, and we are looking forward to establishing our business here in Spain.
Why Spain? So we are focusing on heavy industries like steel plants, and some of the biggest steel producers in Europe are based here in Spain. So Spain is a very attractive market for us. It has been a great help to introduce our products to the Spanish market, and I can see other markets for Mobilaris that would be equally important, and this type of projects would help also in those places.
Yeah, I think this is a very good way to support the companies and their initiatives to get in the Spain market, and also to get the financing from EU and spend that money wisely in this kind of a new opportunity.
So just a sneak peek to one of our common and joint activities that we have done in Spain. Actually, it was quite amazing for Alfombra Roja to help our Swedish companies, for the reason also that we only had 6 weeks to prepare all the meetings that the companies did on site when we then landed in Madrid and Barcelona and other parts of Spain. So it was really nice to see the results then thereafter that actually led to business and also concrete meetings, and also led to cooperation further on, both with northern parts of Finland and Sweden from Alfombra Roja side. So I would like to give the word to Maribel, that is the director and internationalization expert at Alfombra Roja. And I know that you also, Maribel, work a lot with the Nordic companies, not just the Swedish ones. So we're excited to hear more about your perspectives, and also what recommendations you have for companies up north to think about when going to the Spanish market.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank you to Norrbotten Handelskammaren for the invitation. It's very beautiful to start the meeting seeing our last project with Norrbotten, which was very exciting, and we are very glad to see time flies. So it was already 2 years ago. So good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Maribel Alvarez, and I'm very excited to share some insights about the Spanish market, which is a vibrant and dynamic economy that hopefully has a lot of opportunities for Swedish and Nordic companies. I hope by the end of this presentation you will have some insights about how to approach and succeed in the Spanish market. So let's get started. And first of all, I would like to just very brief speak about introduce ourselves. We are a consultancy, internationalization consultancy company working mainly as a bridge between the Nordic and the south of European markets, mainly in Spain, but also we work with projects in Portugal. We are working now also with projects in France, in Greece, but our base is Stockholm, where we started the company in 2005, and also in Spain. We have presence in Stockholm and Madrid and Valencia. Our name means red carpet or red harmattan, and the idea behind is that we roll out the red carpet for companies willing to enter a new market. We take care of every detail and we guide you through every step of the internationalization process. This year we changed our branding and we add the motto "Go International with Lila Extra," which, as you know, is a Swedish concept that I like very much. I lived in Sweden for 13 years, and I want that it represents how we work with our clients. And since we are also a mix of cultures ourselves, since our staff is a mix of Spanish and Nordic staff, we are proud to say that we offer our knowledge of the different cultures, which is very important to take into consideration while entering a new market. During these past 20 years, we have worked with almost all the sectors, so we have a strong network, very extensive connections with key industry stakeholders. These are just to mention the main markets or sectors that we have been working with. And what we do is to analyze the possibilities of your product or your service in the target market. From there, we develop and implement the best strategy based on the peculiarities of each target market. So let's start with why Spain. And first of all, I want to say that Spain holds the position of the fourth largest economy in the European Union. We were the fifth when the UK was inside the European Union, but now we are just following Germany, France, and Italy. This ranking is based on the GDP. And the Spanish economy is very diverse. It has an industrial base. If we take the Spanish map, we can generalizing say that it is very industrial in the north because there is also a lot of mining background. If the north and northeast of the country, very industrialized in the Catalonian area, Basque country, also Asturias, because they had a lot of mining industry. So the metal sector is very strong there. Then if we take the rest of the country has, of course, a lot of services because it's the main economy sector, but also we have a very strong agriculture in south and southeast. And in general, we are very strong in tourism, as you know. With a GDP of $1.4 trillion, Spain is the fourth economy in the European Union and the 14th in the world. Spain is also the 30th recipient of foreign investment in the world. And we have more than 18,000 foreign companies that set up their business in the country. So we can say we are a dynamic and an open economy. Spain is also one of the most internationally oriented countries in the world due to the rapid growth made in international trade and foreign investments. With regard to the trading of goods, in 2023, Spain was ranked at the 19th position in the world as exporter and 15th as importer. While in trading of services, we were number 10th as exporter and 20 as importer. In this picture, you can see international export services from Spain, excluding the tourists, and that those services represented 95 billion euros in 2022. Regarding the tourists, normally the numbers are not registered within the rest of the sectors because it represents quite a lot. And last year, for example, we received 85 million international tourists. So Spain is right now the second country worldwide in number of international tourist arrivals after France, and the second in revenues after the US. So in revenues, we are the first country in the European Union. To understand the foreign presence in the Spanish market, we can confirm that there are almost 15,000 subsidiaries of foreign companies in industry, commerce, and non-financial service sectors. 70 of the Forbes top 100 companies have branches in Spain, and 90 out of 100 top research and development companies have subsidiary according to Reuters. If you are thinking about investing in Spain, you may know that Spain is a non-restrictive country for foreign direct investment according to the OECD. It has the position number 9 as being less restrictive. And as it was mentioned today, we have a lot of connection with Latin America, which is also a good reason why it can be interesting to do business in Spain, because Spain works as a gateway to Latin America. We have a common historical, cultural, and linguistic roots. There are an estimated 470 million Spanish speakers with native competence, which makes Spanish the second most spoken language regarding native speakers after China. Speakers in the whole American continent, Spanish speakers are more than 418, just thinking that in the US there are about 50 million people working in Spanish. We have also a strong economic and business ties with Latin America, in part because of what Johan mentioned about the Mercosur. So Spanish companies have invested in strategic sectors in Latin America, like in banking, utilities, communication and transport, building industry, energy, and very strong infrastructures. Spain is also a major connecting hub for airlines traveling between America, Europe, and the Middle East. We have, for example, like excellent communications and infrastructures. Madrid concentrates the 35% of the total air traffic between Europe and Latin America. We have also, we can say most of Latin American legal systems are based on Spanish civil law, and the Spanish legal firms have a strong local presence in Latin America. Madrid works also as a major business hub because it's hosting many Latin American embassies, trade office, and multinational company headquarters. Latin American multinational companies are also choosing Spain for their European headquarters. And last but not least, Spain is also a suitable platform within the European market for doing business, not only with Latin America, North America, but also with North African, Mediterranean, and Middle East countries. We can say the Spanish economy is highly diversified with strong sectors driving growth. We will check later this sector, but we can say the agriculture represents 2.5% of our economy, industry 17%, construction 5.5%, and services 75%. If you are thinking about establishing your business in Spain, or at least doing business in this market, it's also important to know that Spain has made a lot of investment in infrastructure and that we have top-class connections. For example, if we are speaking about harbors and ports, Spain has 2 ports in the selected club of the top 5 container ports, which is Valencia and Algeciras. and 2 more, Barcelona and Las Palmas, in the top 20. These ports are critical trade hubs connecting Europe to Latin America and North Africa. Spain has also 2 of the busiest airports in Europe, Madrid, Barajas, and Barcelona, El Prat, connecting Europe and beyond. And Spain has the largest network of highways and freeways in the European Union and the world's second most extensive high-speed rail network, just after China. I didn't know, but it looks like we are even in front of before Japan, which was also a reference for the high-speed rail network. Spain offers a pro-business environment that makes it an attractive destination for companies and investors. As part of the European Union, Spain provides access to the European single market, facilitating business to trade freely with 27 member states. Also, Spain supports investments through a lot of incentives, including tax breaks, grants tailored to foreign and domestic companies. With a highly educated and multilingual workforce. We have a big percentage of the Spanish population that has higher education qualifications. So, for example, regarding the ICT sector that is having a lot of trouble in Europe in general, identifying workers, we can say that in Spain it's much easier to find and also at a more competitive cost than in other neighboring countries. Spain is also open to foreign talent. It's open and inclusive society. We have more than 6 million foreigners living in Spain, which means 13% of the population. And they are well integrated into the society. So Spain is particularly attractive, of course, to the Spanish-speaking talent. Spain is also the preferred destination of university students in the Erasmus exchange program, according to the European Commission, mainly because of the language for the ones that are studying Spanish, but also because the quality of the universities and being a country that is open and inclusive to culture, towards foreigners. So we can say also that Spain has an excellent diplomatic relations with nations worldwide, and our passport is third most highly valued. Let's talk now about taxes. The Spanish tax system is very modern and competitive, and the tax burden in Spain is almost 3 points lower than in the average ratio for the Eurozone. The Spanish Tax Agency, which has been recognized as one of the most innovative and efficient tax agency in the world, offers always solutions for taxpayers in order to facilitate the fulfillment of the tax obligations. The tax rate within the corporate tax rate within the Eurozone is moderate, 25%, and incentives and tax exceptions can reduce the effective tax rate to around 20%. Spain has also a wide network of contracts to avoid double taxation with many countries. And I don't know if you know, but Spain is the second country in the world in life expectancy, thanks to the Spanish cuisine, the enjoyment of the leisure activities, and also Spain has a universal healthcare that leads the world in healthcare systems. We have a universal access to healthcare guaranteed, even that relocated workers or foreigners practically have the same healthcare system as Spanish citizens. Spain is also one of the safest countries in the world, according to the Global Peace Index in 2022. Spain was in the position 30 within all the list of countries, being one of the highest level of peacefulness in the world. According to Internations, if we continue talking about quality of life, which I guess It can be also an important factor while thinking to do business with a country. Of course, the business opportunity is the best, but also quality of life in the country itself is important. So we can say that according to Internations, Spain is the first country in the European Union and fourth in worldwide whose cities have the highest power of attracting and retaining expatriates. Spain is the preferred country of expatriates because of the safety, the Mediterranean climate, and its good health indicators. And last but not least, just wanted to show you a picture about quality of life. It's also a ranking that a survey that the Internations did among their expats. And you can see that in Quality Life Index, Spain has 3 cities in the top positions, but also in the list, in the rest of the list, you find very easily, for example, in leisure options, Barcelona is number 1, number 3 is Madrid, Valencia number 7, and the same with the rest of the cities. We find also Nordic cities there. So let's go to cost of living. As you know, Spain has a cost of living much cheaper than in the Nordic countries. And in this list, I think it's very graphic, very visual to see the huge difference that we have where if we compare to other cities like, Switzerland, but almost the rest of Central and North European countries have a cost of living much higher than we have. So Spain is, we can say that is in kilometers, in territory, we have a very similar size than Sweden. But however, we have more than 47 million inhabitants and being 80% of them urbans. With 80% living in cities. This population living in cities requests premium products and innovative urban solutions. Sustainability is a top priority. It was not 10, 20 years ago. Right now, sustainability is a priority in the Spanish market as well, particularly among younger consumers who value eco-friendly and ethically sourced goods. Traditional values remain strong with a focus on quality in food, fashion, and lifestyle products. We can also say that Spain has one of the highest rates of digital adoption in Europe, driving e-commerce growth and creating opportunities for business with strong online platforms. I guess you have heard that, for example, Malaga or Barcelona have become great hubs for startups. I just want to show you to have a perspective of very strong Spanish companies that are leading their companies in worldwide. So we have, for example, Indra that develops and manages more than 7 million flights annually across Europe with some of the world's busiest and most complex airspace. Then we have Telefónica that is very popular in Latin America, but is also one of the largest telecommunications companies in the world. Santander is the 3rd bank in the Eurozone and one of the first in the world. And BBVA now operates in 40 countries. Then we have Mafre, that is the largest multinational insurer in Latin America and among the top 10 European insurance companies by premium volume. Iberdrola is the 4th largest utility company in the world. The Spanish infrastructure sector is a world leader in foreign markets, like, for example, with ACS Group. The Spanish construction sector is also very popular, and we see even in Sweden many companies working with infrastructure, and mainly we need the infrastructure sector in the country, like we have there OHL or Acciona. And 6 of 10 worldwide concessionaries of transportation infrastructure are Spanish companies. Many Spanish companies have also a strategic position in key sectors in Latin America like ICT, energy, finance, or infrastructures. Many multinational companies have already been established in Spain to manage their operation in Latin America, directly or through joint ventures with Spanish companies. And also, Spain has become the European headquarters of Latin American multinational companies doing business in Europe, but also in the Middle East and North African countries. So let's explore the key sectors offering opportunities. First, regarding tourism, as I said, Spain is one of the most visited countries globally, 85 million per year last year, and there is a growing demand for sustainable and luxury travel experiences. In renewable energy, Spain is a European leader in solar and wind power with ambitious goals for green innovation. The agri-food sector is globally renowned for its wine, the oil, high-quality fresh products, and also increases demand for organic and plant-based products. There is growing interest in organic and premium products as well as plant-based alternatives, areas where we know the Nordic companies are also really good. And in technologies, cities like Barcelona, Malaga, or Madrid have become hubs for startups, particularly in fintech, artificial intelligence, and health tech. Finally, Spain's robust healthcare system also has opportunities within biopharma, medical devices, or digital health solutions. That was a short introduction about the sectors, but I don't want to be too long, but I'm going to mention just a bit more about some of our main sectors. For example, the automotive. Did you know that Spain is the second car producer in Europe? So yes, Spain is a key player in the European car industry. And last year, for example, we produced 2.45 million vehicles. In this picture, you can see how it's divided, the car production within the whole country. So mainly is all the north area, but a bit in Seville as well. And this sector represents 9% of employment, 2 million jobs. We know there are a lot of companies in the Nordic countries, in Sweden, in Finland, working with the automotive sector. So we see that, of course, there are many business opportunities and opportunities for collaboration. We have in Spain 17 plants of OEM, original equipment manufacturers. Then we have around 100 companies working with auto parts, 10 automotive clusters, and 43 technology centers. So I'm not going to speak more about the sector because I'm very happy to speak later on with the companies that may be interested in any specific sector. Okay, but we will keep it a bit general overview. Regarding ICT, Spain is also one of the most important ICT markets by volume in Europe, with 120,000 million turnover. We have more than 35,000 ICT companies operating in the country and employing almost 800,000 workers. We have almost 48 million consumers and 45 million internet users. So, and then just to mention that the Spanish leader companies in advanced technology work with telecom, transport and defense solutions, cybersecurity, industry and engineering, civil engineering solutions, and landing software. As Johan mentioned before, Spain, and in this case Barcelona, is home to internationally very well-known ICT trade fairs, like the Mobile World Congress or Smart City Expo World Congress that took place a couple of weeks ago, or the Internet of Things Solutions World Congress. Life science is another of our robust sectors, and Spain is the number 10th in world scientific power and third by scientific production in the European Union. We have an extensive network of 800 hospitals, public and private, backed by research centers. So Spain has become a world reference in biomedical innovation, including basic preclinical and clinical research. We are world leader in clinical research after the United States. We know there are also a lot of connections with the biotech clusters, all the Medicon Valley in Sweden and Denmark, not only there, but we know there are a lot of companies working as well with the sector. So we see there can be synergies. The Spanish aerospace industry is the fifth in Europe in terms of turnover and also in terms of employment. Half of the commercial aircraft in the world uses Spanish technology. Speaking about energy, Spain, the Spanish energy sector presents a lot of opportunities for Nordic companies, particularly in the renewable energy and the green hydrogen. Spain is a leader in renewable energy, with wind energy being the primary source of electricity. And there are right now a lot of initiatives for the green hydrogen. We are working a lot with hydrogen production, with a lot of investments and projects. Regarding strategic partnerships and investment, we have also some Nordic cases and Nordic companies that already started investing in the energy sector in Spain. Like, for example, in May this year, 2024, Norges Bank purchased a 49% stake in 2 Spanish solar plants projects for more than 200 million euros. The Spanish chemical sector is also a cornerstone of the industrial economy, contributing significantly to the national GDP and employment. And regions like Catalonia, here in the map, we can see where we are very strong in the chemical industry. But Catalonia, Andalusia, Valencia, we have around here a significant, important chemical clusters. Catalonia, for example, is home to international chemical players and offers a conducive environment for investors within the chemical industry. In nanotechnology, we have also a robust ecosystem with more than 374 research institutions and more than 100 innovative companies. And as you know, the agri-food is very powerful in Spain. It's a very solid sector with a lot of strong international competitiveness and more than 18,000 exporting companies. We are leader in agriculture, and this lead us to having a lot of top quality raw material. Spain is the second largest European country in cultivable farmland. And regarding the tourists account for 12.8% of the Spanish GDP, generating 3.1 million jobs. Right now, there is since the last years, there is some trend to change and going from being a country of sun and, very, very tourists looking only for the sun. Now Spain has become also a country offering a lot of culture, a lot of gastronomy trips, and also the health sector has been affected by the tourists looking for good healthcare and some operations in Spain. We offer more than 300 days per year of sunshine and a variety of tourist destinations. We see here in this sector there is a lot of opportunities for companies offering solutions for sustainable tourism, because even if the tourism is a very strong sector, very important for the Spanish economy, we have also a lot of questions because some cities are rejecting tourists. It's getting too much. So I think we need to find sustainable solutions. I don't think the human being is going to stop traveling, but we need to find how to make the world very sustainable, even with the tourists. So I think there is a lot of potential for sustainable solutions, and also for companies developing programs for the gastronomic tourism, cultural, etc. The Spanish government is supporting the sustainable tourism with some packages. And the textile is also a very strong sector in Spain. Spain is one of the top 3 producers in textile and clothing industry in the European Union. Spain, Italy, France account for about 3/4 of the whole European Union production of textile. There are more than 8,500 companies which employ around 130,000 people. As we see also some connections with the Nordics, and for example, we see Hennes & Mauritz was set up in Spain in the year 2000, and they opened the first store in Barcelona, followed by 2 additional stores in Zaragoza, and then also they opened new stores in Barcelona, and in the fall of 2000 also in Madrid, and spring 2001 in Valencia. Regarding cultural considerations, we are not that far away, but in some way, yes. So we have doing business in a new country is always a challenge. You need to know. Sometimes you need to know the language. Sometimes it's enough with English, but it's very important to know the business culture. So in the business style, I would say that Spain is more relationship driven, more hierarchical decision making. Even though Spain is also, I think we are a very hierarchical country, but I think that is getting a bit softer, and I could say that we are getting more into the Swedish level in some sectors anyway, maybe not in the administration, politically, etc. But I think it's softer right now. While the Nordics are more efficiency focused and consensus based decision making. So there we have in the business style quite big differences. In communication, Spain is very indirect. The context is very heavy and personal, while the Nordics are more direct, more concise, and focus on efficiency again. Regarding time orientation, in Spain, we are very flexible. We often prioritize personal relationships over strict deadlines. So the personal part is very strong in the Spanish market, while the Nordics are punctual and deadline oriented, which is also good. I think maybe we can find some point in the middle. Understanding the Spanish business culture is critical for success, of course, and Spaniards value the trust and long-term relationships. So investing time in building the relationships is essential. Regarding the language, we can say that English is widely spoken in international business atmospheres, but demonstrating proficiency in Spanish or an effort to learn the language can make a strong impression. In Spain, business relationship often rely on personal trust and rapport, and we prefer to do business with people that we feel connected to and that we trust, which means, as I said before, investing time in building relationships before formal business matters. This includes face-to-face meetings and maintaining a friendly, approachable attitude. But of course, since 2000, since the pandemic, this has changed a bit, and we are also very used to work online, and that works perfectly. But we are a country that likes to meet and see personally. And then it's very important to consider that in Spain we have, since it is quite a big country in population, and we have 17 autonomous regions. We have also regional variations, so cultural and administrative differences in the country. You can find those differences. For example, cultural identity or even the language. We have the Spanish as official language for the whole country, but then we have other co-official languages like Catalan, Basque, Galician, for example. So in those administration, if you need to deal with the public administration in the Basque country or in Catalonia, you are going to find that many paperwork is in both languages. But also these regional variations can affect the taste and the trends. For example, in Madrid might differ from those in Barcelona. If you are working with gastronomy, with food and beverage, or if you are working with fashion or anything actually. So tailoring marketing communication and operational strategies to regional needs can give your business a competitive edge. Spanish is essential. You can do business with English with many companies, but it can be interesting to speak Spanish in order to have more options. But as I said, you can perfectly speak English with Spanish companies. Regarding the business etiquette, we are formal greetings. Well, we try we are quite similar to the Nordic market as well. In some atmosphere, more formal, Spanish has a more strict etiquette, but otherwise is very business casual, which is very similar to the Nordics. How to bridge these cultural gaps? Well, I would say start investing in relationships. For example, how to invest in relationships. One example can be being part of a chamber of commerce, like for example the one that Yuan represents, because you start in the country already with a network with other companies that are already established in the country. Also, when communicating, it can be very positive to mix the Nordic preference for straightforward with Spanish storytelling. So I could recommend, that could be just very short, some recommendations. And now coming back to our work, what we do, so supporting Nordic companies. We have been 20 years working as a bridge between Spain and the Nordic countries, helping foreign companies doing business in the Spanish market, among others. And what we normally do is what we need to do is to analyze the product or the service of the specific company in order to analyze the possibilities in the market. So that is the most important part. We work with market entry services, and we advise the companies with the best way to enter the market. We work a lot with companies that only want to export, and for those companies, it is the way is to find what is the best distribution channel for you, for your service or your product. It doesn't matter the sector, because as I said at the beginning, we have many references within almost all sectors. But for companies willing to establish, we can also help them, support them with the establishment of the company and all the administrative issues, which are also sometimes can be tricky in a new country. So we can try to help with a soft landing in the market. And I think those could be my recommendations. Here in this picture, you can see mostly an example of our services. We offer, normally our clients, what they want is to sell in Spain and to sell as soon as possible. So we offer for them a business agenda that can be virtual or physical, but also a market prospection. A market prospection is a project where we identify who is your potential client, and then we have a call with all those companies to have an answer about to measure what is the potential interest in your company. When the interest is positive, we continue with the business agenda. So it depends, but we have many different solutions for trying to, in order to help companies finding their way to start exporting or selling or establishing or finding partners in the Spanish market. We also help with the marketing, which of course is very important. And we work, I would say 40–50% of our services are consultancy services, but we also work a lot with the trade fairs. Trade fairs are, I think it is a great way or tool for the internationalization of the company, because in 2, 3, 4 days, you get like a lot of information about the market, but also a lot of business cards. So we also work supporting companies that are visiting or exhibiting at trade fairs with everything, with the preparation of the fair, but also support during the fair, contacting the potential visitors, organizing network events at the trade fair. So there are a lot of services for that. And here, as a conclusion, I would say Spain is a very dynamic economy. It's a very open, modern country with almost 48 million consumers. So it is, I think, it's a very interesting market for the Nordic countries, and it is very important to know the business culture in order to get to succeed. So I would say prepare yourself. If this market is on your strategy for 2025, 2026, prepare in advance your strategy to enter the market, study your competitors, study your local competitors or how it works, your product, your service already in the market, and use the networks, use the support from experts that can, I think, can make you save time and, of course, a lot of resources. And I think this is my last slide. Well, we have here some success stories. We have done hundreds of projects within 20 years. So yes, to show you a bit about what we do. And here are our contact details. So thank you so much for all these 45 minutes. I hope it was not too long. And if possible, I would like to show also a little video from ourselves. Thank you so much for your time.
In Sweden, lilla extra means always giving more than is expected of you. And this is how we at Alfombra Roja act when it comes to internationalizing companies. We're not satisfied with exporting. We aim to internationalize. We're not content just to explore markets. We strive to experience and understand them in depth. We're not a team that does merely what is asked of it. We always go further, proposing fresh ideas. A bold, independent attitude, one that is honest yet visionary, with a single goal: ensure that your company grows through internationalization. Welcome to Alfombra Roja.
Well, thank you so much, Maribel. We're gonna welcome Johan back also for a little bit moments for key takeaways and conclusions. So I will ask this question to both of you, Maribel and Johan. If you can offer just one piece of advice to companies seeking to expand to the Spanish market, what would it be?
Shall I begin?
Yes.
Maribel? Yeah. I mean, I would really go for the importance of the network and the contacts to come into the market. I mean, really understand the complexity of, I mean, speaking with somebody or understand the complexity of entering the market that is very similar in many aspects, but also very different. So I'd say the right contacts and the network is the right way to go in.
Thank you, Johan. Maribel?
Yes, I would say, first of all, understand the market. It's very important to understand, and that is what we try to do also. First of all, to see if your product or service has potential. Otherwise, there is no point. That could be number one. Then build relationships. As we have been speaking, relationship, networking, personal connection is very important. And be patient and persistent with all the markets, but it's very important also in the Spanish market.
Thank you. Can you share a common mistake when companies are seeking to enter the Spanish market? You both get in contact with a lot of different companies, and is there a red thread in what's a common mistake?
In my case, it's linked to what we just said. I mean, it's like coming down, having a great product, really a great product, but maybe be too convinced that it's so great that it will have that will automatically just looking at the numbers, it will have a success. And I think that's what I have seen, and maybe in those cases there hasn't been done a real research, as Maribel is telling, and there hasn't been and maybe not even supported by the right network and the right support to the customers. So I think sometimes that is something that I have seen. Very good products that doesn't manage, that doesn't have success, that don't have success due to these basic insights, to be a bit more humble in your approach to the Spanish market that is huge.
I fully agree with you on. I think sometimes it can be a lack of market research, a lack of confirming that the product or service has a potential in the market. Also, it can be underestimating your competition, thinking you're going to be the best. And I think it's very important to see who are the players in the market in order also to adapt your marketing strategy and see what are your best points in comparison to them. And also to avoid being unflexible with the business models, because sometimes companies have, for example, like this business model work in Finland or in the UK, but you need to start, as Johan said, very humble, seeing how it can work in this market, because maybe it can be a different business model. So I could say being very open-minded and ready.
Excellent, thank you. You both touched in this, I guess, a little bit already, but can you name a success factor from companies that have entered the market?
I think we have a lot of examples of that. I mean, or they are really big and with the same humbleness they go in, but being big, they can buy the services they need, and they can buy this network quite easily. I mean, we have within metals and within these areas, we have some companies that are present and which are a bit too big to fail. But I think the small examples, I think Maribel will probably have much more of that since she's working with it in an operative way. But I'd say the ones that have actually followed this what we just mentioned. I mean, robust network creation and apps, and for sure a good market research before entering.
Yes, I would say, first of all, for having a success factor, confirming that we have a great product or service, a good product or service. Think also that Sweden or the Nordic countries in general have a very good reputation in the Spanish market, and that also is a door opener when we are working with Swedish companies. Or Nordic, the response normally is very positive, because I think even if we are far away a bit, 3,000 kilometers, but we have also a lot of affinity between our business cultures, between our cultures. So if you have a good product or service, that is crucial. Then networking, and then be flexible to the business models, and to be guided through how to enter in the Spanish market. And that has been also our experience working with Nordic companies that have been always very, very flexible and willing to learn how it works the market. So I would say that.
Thank you. Market knowledge, adaptability, network and relations, and also don't be afraid to get help from people actually involved in the Spanish market. We are running out of time, so this is our program for today. I'd like to say thank you to our speakers. Thank you to all of you participating. Please feel free to reach out. I also want to note that all of us speak Swedish also, so in case you don't want to speak English for some reason, both Maribel, Johan, Sabrina, and I speak Swedish. Anything else?
We have upcoming Trade Talks also. The 2025 program is not quite ready yet, but more information is coming either before Christmas or in the beginning of next year. So stay tuned, and also register for our webinars at our homepage to take part of both the live ones, but also the recorded ones that will come up a little bit afterwards when we're done with the product, so to say.
Yes.
In our calendar, you can also find our consultancy check that we offer for the SMEs in Norrbotten. So if you're interested in having a local support from consultants like Alfombra Roja, then you should also go into our calendar at our homepage and apply for the support that we offer with EU funding.
Yes. And on that note, we're going to finish off. Thank you, everyone, both our speakers, but all of you also participating. And thank you, Sabrina, for hosting this with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you next time again.
Thank you.